the Purple Butterfly here, otherwise known as People7 on Twitter and YouTube, People elsewhere on the internet. My soaps are located PurpleButterfly-soaps.myshopify.com. My blog is located PurpleButterfly-people.blogspot.com. And here I am correcting a mistake, shall we say. Back in video 1993, I believe it was, I was working on a full lace wig. This is how far I've gotten. That's a lot of work. And I was using leftover braiding hair and I ran out. So after putting all this in, I ran out. I bought some replacement hair, but they were out of the hair that I bought originally. So I bought this thinking it was going to match. It does not. This has the pink about this much, and then the rest is lighter pink. This one has the pink this much, and then only a little light pink on the ends. So yeah, when I ventilated about an inch in, that's when I realized this just doesn't match. I mean, I can continue on and then you'll only see the, you know, different shading at the bottom. But if you're already making an ombre and then you ombre the ombre with a different pattern, it looks really weird. It becomes a biolage ombre effect, and it's, no, it won't do. So I'm going to take this, because, well, that's a lot of work. And like I said, it's full lace, so if I part down, it does look like scalp. Okay, so what I'm going to do with that, this is going to become a couple of frontals or a couple of closures, but I'm not going to throw it away. And if I happen to luck out and find some suitable replacement hair that will match that pattern, that would be good. But in the meantime, the new hair, I have 6 of these in this bag and one more that I'm working on now. That's enough to make a full lace wig with, provided I don't use it to braid my hair. And as you can tell, I already made that mistake. So yeah, this will only be for this wig. And I've already started. I'm in the process of mapping my hairline. So that way, you know, because as you can tell, I already have it marked where my hair is. You see, well, maybe you can't see. Yeah, there you go. You can see where I marked it with a crayon. And a lot of people wonder, how do you do that? Well, I have a mask of my actual head. So basically what I did, I put it on. Well, what I did is I put saran wrap on my head after it was braided down as tight as I could get it. And then I took some tape and basically taped it down. You could look up how to make a mask of your head. And then, you know, because I could see right through the tape, I took a Sharpie marker and marked where my hairline was. And then I just, you know, took that off and transferred it to the wig head. When I got this new wig head, I just did the same thing. So basically, I drew on it where my widow's peak is. Well, see, look, I have a crooked hairline. So it's drawn where my widow's peak is. That dip I have on the side where it kind of makes a natural part. And then the dip I have on this side where there's literally no hair here. And then it comes down, so forth, so on. Like I said, I have a crooked hairline. So when I map the hairline, basically all I do is I put stitch knots where my hairline is. Okay, so then when I come back to the back, and I just go back and forth, but I stop where my mapping hairline is, and that has two advantages. One, it saves me from wasting materials, because like when you buy a wig that's pre-made, they don't know what the shape of your hairline is, so they just basically add extra hair, and then you have to pluck out the extra hair. I don't have to pluck, because I'm only stopping where my hair is, and then when I get to a certain point, I could try it on and see if I need to add hair or whatever. That way I'm not having to pluck, I'm just putting hair where my actual hairline is, giving extra half an inch, so that way, you know, it completely covers my natural hair. And the second advantage of that is it saves you time, because if you don't have to add an extra inch or whatever and then remove hair, that is so annoying to have to pluck. And this is synthetic hair, it don't pluck easily. You could rip a hole in your lace trying to pluck if you're using synthetic hair. Human hair pluck right out. Actually, when I use human hair, I don't pluck that either. I use, hold on, I'll go get it and show you. Let me move girlfriend out the way here. Yeah. Be right back. Alrighty then. A lot of people tell you that you can remove hair quickly and easily, especially in the hairline area, by using Nair. And what they don't tell you is, you know, a tube of Nair, bottle of Nair is messy. I use a roll-on tube, you know. You pop this off, you put it up, and then you just literally smear it where you need it. Wait 10 minutes, wash it off, and boom, you got a perfect hairline. And then if you have to add more hair here and here to tweak, that's fine. Well, with synthetic hair, Nair ain't gonna touch that. I'm sitting on it. Because the way Nair works, it dissolves the hair. This will not dissolve if you put Nair on it. So the best bet is to simply put the hair where you have hair and not worry about anything you don't have. And that brings me to another thing. Somebody asked me about my ventilating needles. This is my German needle. Well, hold on. That's my German needle. And that's my Asian needle. Well, let's not cut myself. And their main question was, how come one is longer than the other? The German needle is longer because, first of all, it only grabs one hair at a time. And then when you're in the process, you take the shank of it right here and you wind the hair against that instead of close to the hook like you do with the Asian needle. That's like that on purpose. It prevents breakage. It allows you to go faster because instead of getting real close like this, you just boom, boom, boom. Some people doesn't understand that it's there for a reason. It's that length. So when they load their needle, they cut off the shank of the German needle to put it in there. If your holder, like this is my Asian needle, it's specifically made for an Asian needle. The holder is. This is the holder for my German needle. If you line them up, you could tell there's a difference. Okay. this is specifically made for this kind of needle. So basically, I don't have to chop off anything. I just put it in there and go. If I have to break it off to fit it in there, that means I have the wrong holder. But yeah, each one reach one, teach one. If what you're doing works for you, keep doing it. But that's what works for me. I use the Asian needle when I'm working on, this part. I use the German needle when I'm working on the front and the hairline and the sides, for the simple fact that it allows me to go much faster. I could use the Asian needle for the back, well, for the front, but the Asian needle allows me to pick up 2 to 3 stitches at a time, or 2 to 3 strands at a time. So that allows me to add more hair and go faster. When I get to the front, I'm using the 1-to-1 needle, or the German needle, for the simple fact that it allows me to do 1 strand at a time all along the hairline. And as you see, I have a crooked hairline. I mapped it. The strands will only go where I have hair. See what I'm saying? So, I mean, I could just go like this, like a lot of people do. But when I ventilate a wig, I go for realness. So, when I buy a wig and throw it on, who cares what the hairline looks like? But when I'm basically emulating what I have, because I braid down my hair so I can protect it, but I still want to look like me, I have a wig that looks like me. As you could tell, it's the exact same color as my hair. That was the whole point. There are times, and I've done it, I've worn a black wig to church, I've worn a red-headed wig to church, so forth, so on, and people go, oh, I like your hair like that. Oh, yeah, Raven, woman, you got pink hair. That's a wig, right? It's like, yeah, I just like having fun. But, that can be annoying when your hair is this color and your wig is this color. That's a good match. See what I'm saying? Right now, my hair is faded, so it doesn't quite look this color. But when I redo my color and redo my roots, it'll be this exact same color. So when I have a wig that's the exact same color, they just think I styled my hair differently that day. They don't think, oh, she's wearing a wig. So, that's kind of the point. I can't seem to modify my temperature today. It's 73 degrees in my house. It's 28 degrees outside. So I'm sweating. An hour from now, I'll be chilly and be tempted to turn the heat up. And that won't work, because then you get hot and overly heated. But at 73 degrees, I'm still sweating because, hot flash every now and then. So I know not to turn the heat up. So I'll just be uncomfortable for a minute. So I'm going to get back to this. I just thought I'd update you on that. That's going to be a closure. Several people have said, oh, I want pink hair, but I don't know how to start. And they have bought tracks with that color. I didn't even know tracks were available. So if they want to buy the part that is now going to be a closure, I'll sell it to them. But I'm thinking it's probably just going to be for personal use. Because the way I did this, the only way I could get it off of there would be to cut the hair and then ventilate it like a human wig with the 2-inch returns. And I'm content to basically do it this way. So basically loop it at the root, and that way no returns. And that's another thing. This is a different texture than that. So, it's got like more kinky texture, almost like a yaki. It's braiding hair. So basically somebody's thinking, oh, it'll be better for blah, blah, blah. and it's completely sealable, so I can change the texture. It's like when I'm done with it, I do prefer to ventilate on straight hair and then add the texture later instead of ventilate on curly hair and then have to straighten it to ventilate it and then wet it when you're done. So say for instance, you know, I decide I want it curly, I could braid it up, roll it up, dip it in hot water for about a minute and a half, let it dry, and then unravel it, and I'll have the texture I want. Or I could roll it up, dip it, you know, curl it, and that texture will be permanent until I put more boiling water into the equation if I decide I want it straight. And that's one of the fun things about ventilating hair. You control the texture, the density, the whatever. That can also be done with human hair. People don't realize that. So when their curly hair becomes straight, they run out and buy another wig. Oh, it lost its curl. Steam treat that sucker. You know, roll it up in the pattern you want, or braid it, or put perm rods or whatever. Get some boiling water, put some conditioner in the water, boil the wig for 5-10 minutes, let it cool down before you take the rollers out, and comb it out, and you will have your hair back to the curl pattern that you had. You know, that's called steam treating or steam processing. A lot of folks don't realize that. That's like one person was like, I love this wig, but I spend more time straightening it than I do letting it stay curled. I wish I could have a wig just like this, but straight hair. You can't. Boil the water, dip it in the water. You know, I use tongs for that. You know, hold it in, pull it out, comb it, dip it back in, comb it, and basically you're combing those curls out. And now you have a straight wig. You know, that works on human hair. It takes longer in human hair. It takes 5-10 minutes. But on synthetic hair, it takes a couple of seconds, you know. Like when they say heat seal it, you dip it in hot water, you wait 2 minutes. You know, it's the same thing. It's just that one uses condition. When you're using human hair, always put some conditioner in there to condition the hair. And when you're using synthetic hair, you don't need conditioner, so don't waste your product. Just use some plain old ordinary hot water. So this has been People7 on Twitter and YouTube. People are elsewhere on the internet. My soaps locate PurpleButterfly-soaps.myshopify.com. My blog is located PurpleButterfly-People.blogspot.com. I'm People on Twitter and YouTube. Well, People7 on Twitter and YouTube. People elsewhere on the internet. Y'all stay blessed, stay tuned, and above all, stay safe. Bye now. Yap yap.